Hello, my name is Johan Falk. I work at NodeOne Scandinavia. This is episode 25 of the Learn Rules Framework screencast series, and in this episode and the next one I'm going to talk about a module called, or a project called Rules Bonus Pack, which is an interesting way of showing how rules can be extended and how it can be used to integrate with other modules and be more useful on your site. The Learn Rules Framework screencast series is a part of the Learn Drupal library at NodeOne.se. We have a book that you can buy at Amazon. That is a good introduction for anyone who wants to learn Drupal and in particular site building, which I think everyone who is in close contact with Drupal should know the essentials of site building. Right. So, Rules Bonus Pack is a module initiated by myself, a project initiated by me, and a colleague of mine called Pontus Nilsson is doing great work with this module as well. Thank you, Pontus. Right, so I've downloaded Rules Bonus Pack to this sandbox site, and I'm going to show you in this screencast some integration with views and some integration with ctools with Rules Bonus Pack. So I have already enabled the Views UI module and Views, but I am going to enable Page Manager as well. So let's find ctools and Page Manager. And then in the Rules section I will show you basically mostly stuff from the miscellaneous package here. I think that's the only one actually. Yeah, right. So, Rules Bonus Pack mostly provides some new actions and conditions, but it also gives you some other cool stuff, and it's the other cool stuff that... okay. Some other cool stuff that is the most interesting things. But let's have a look here now at workflow rules. I don't really like this notice. Right, so the first thing I want to show you is some views integration, which is pretty cool. Rules Bonus Pack still has inside it things like load a node list with views. This will be removed. This is the first part of Rules Bonus Pack that has been moved out to a separate module, namely Views Bulk Operations. And I'm very happy about that. The point of Rules Bonus Pack is to experiment with functionality and then pass that on to other modules as it becomes stable, and we can be sure that people appreciate the functionality. So this module will never have a stable release. It's in dev, and that is the way it should be. Cool. Let's add a new rule here that acts on, say, example rule that acts on node view. Content is viewed. All right. We have some cool conditions. One of the conditions is rules bonus miscellaneous. Check the number of results from a view. Which can be really useful. It's kind of similar to how you do with flags, checking the number of flags on a view, but this is much more flexible, of course, since you can use views to load, set up any kind of conditions you want. And if you use this, you select view and display. You can pass arguments to the view, one per line, so you can send an arguments to it, and you set the minimum number of results to be interested in for this to be true. So, for example, when a node gets 20 comments, you can close the comment functionality on the node or something, or send an email to someone to say that it seems to be pretty much discussion on this node right now. Right, that's one of the things. There is, I want to show you as well, this is not ported to Drupal 7, but in Drupal 6 there is a cool thing, yeah, but numbers. Build a sum from views. You can use a view, call a view, specify one of the columns in the view, and get, and then rules loads the sum of all the values in that column. So if you have a list of, say, products that you can sell or that someone has put in their basket on your site, then you can use this to get the sum of that and manipulate it with rules in some way. If someone has bought for more than $1,000, then you can send them a flower in an email or something. Nice. If you think that's cool, post an issue at Rules Bonus Pack and I might try to port that to Drupal 7 as well. Cool. Two more things I want to show you when it comes to Rules Bonus Pack and views. The first one is an action to clone a node. I'm not going to show you these things in action, just to show you where they are and tell you what they do. We'll probably have a look at one or two of these in the examples or exercises that follow these two screencasts. Alright, clone a node. That clones a node and gives you the new node back so you can manipulate it further. It's a good thing if you want to clone a node and say just change the title or change a particular value, so you don't have to copy every single value of the node. Yeah, here we can see, well, create a date from a number. That's not listed on the module page, I think. That's pretty useful just for converting a number into a date to give rules a new type of data. Yeah, all right. We'll see more about that. The thing I wanted to mention is this one: load the first node in a views list. This is very similar to load entity by property, but you can specify it much more in much more detail if you use views to fetch the node. This right now only works with nodes, which is a drawback. You of course want to do this with any kind of entity, but that's not possible right now. Sorry about that. It is very similar to the things you can do with views bulk operations, where you fetch an entire list of nodes using views. So you can do that instead, but this is a bit quicker and it's useful if you just want to have the first node in all cases. Cool. All right, that's it's about integration with views. There is, I should show you the rules example module as well. If you want to code for rules, this is a good module to look at. This one actually also provides some one event that is a view is going to be rendered. So if you're interested in working with views and rules together, this might be interesting for you. Cool. So rules and page manager then, and ctools in general actually. There are two things I want to show you. The first one is that, well, let's here create a custom page. If you don't know Page Manager, check out the Page Manager screencast series. It's a cool one. My test page. I'm gonna create a page that is displayed on, say, node/%node/%user, and I will use the information in the path here to load a node object and a user object, and I can do something with that. And I only have an HTTP response code available because I have not enabled panels. That's okay. Let's do that, and let's give this a... No, we can't have a visible menu item. This is fine. Good. The node I should interpret as a node ID. Continue. Let's call it just node. And the user is a user ID. If you're confused about this, look at the Page Manager screencast series. It's Page Manager is a wonderful module, and you should know it. It's so good. It's called HTTP response code. Do a redirect to node/%node. Nid. Finish. All right. Let's update and save. Here's just a example page that responds on a URL on your site, or a path on your site, and does something. That's not the important thing right now. The important thing is that it accepts two parameters, one interpreted as a node, one interpreted as a user. And this is also interesting. In reaction section here, there's a checkbox saying create a rules event for this variant. If I do this, then over at rules. If I add a new rule here, there is a new event, rules bonus miscellaneous, saying that this variant that had this name is being rendered. Page manager example. Save. Alright, and now this is cool. Let's just show you by adding a condition here. Data comparison, sure. In this rule now, I have the information from Page Manager available. It's called here argument entity ID node 1. That is what I called node in the configuration when I set up the custom page. That's available, and also the user is available here. And rules recognize it, or entity API recognizes these as node objects and user objects, so I can drill down into them and fetch stuff like node ID and stickiness from nodes. Cool. That is pretty darn useful in some cases, and this is something that I think can be used on production sites as well, because it works. What I'm going to show you soon doesn't work really that well. Well, it works, but I'm not sure I recommend it. If we have a look at the components here on the site, the rules components, we have a component here, a condition set component that is block spammer condition. Let's add a new component that takes a node as an argument, because I think I need that in this case. Condition set example condition with node. It will take a node. Cool, let's call it node and node. Continue. There it is. Okay, I actually don't care right now about actually adding some conditions into it. Now, in Page Manager and ctools in general, you can use what's called access plugins for controlling visibility and its selection rules and stuff. And these need access plugins written for ctools. Rules Bonus Pack has a bridge between ctools and rules that allows ctools to use rules components, condition components when configuring access plugins. So here's now the example condition with node available here. The example condition with comment, comment condition here used in the previous screencast about rules link is not available because that requires a comment, and Page Manager right now does not have access to comments. Page Manager does not have the same data selection methods as rules, so Page Manager is only aware of the objects that are explicitly loaded into a custom page. So rules is a bit smarter in that sense. But if I select this, I can then select which node that Page Manager knows about I should send to this condition set, and this will then be used for determining access to this custom page. Yeah, all right. So pretty much information in this screencast. Two things that are important. One is that you can use rules and views together. One is that you can use rules and ctools together. In the first example with views, the most important one, most useful one, I think, is the condition to fetch a number of results from views. The second one, with Page Manager, I think it's really cool with this reaction thing here, because that can be used right off on your production sites, I think, because it works, it's stable, and now I just committed a patch to it. Applied a patch that someone else wrote, thank you very much, MH86, thank you very much. That makes this exportable as well, that's kind of important. This access plugin for ctools, it works, but I don't think it's very performant because you have to kick in the full rules framework all the time to check a condition that might be more or less trivial. So it might be a better idea to just write the ctools access plugin if you can do that. Right, that's it. In the next screencast, we're going to look at how to use Rules Bonus Pack to do some kind of theming stuff or presentation layer stuff, which is pretty interesting, and I think you'll find useful. See you there. Bye.